a year before her very second case.
The girl, let her go. Shut up, come closer, and I kill her. But you're not going to get the chance.
She dead!
She shot the girl!
You're under arrest for murdering the girl! Now note the importance of the background.
Why is he in a hospital room?
You will find out later.
My longtime mentor, Mia Fey. Fusion data. Picture.
Oh my god.
Terry Fawles. Kidnapping, murder, sentence, death penalty.
Man, we've really evolved since the Macintosh, haven't we?
After escaping, Fawles met with then murdered Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, recaptured on Eagle Mountain about 8 hours after his escape. The very first client was a death row inmate who had recently broken out of prison.
Kind of a bad hit, you know what I mean?
It's a whole year before me and I ever met. 6 years earlier, Mia Fey, first trial. Now, I gotta ask, how the hell does this thing here play into Phoenix Wright being in a hospital bed, looking like he's about to fucking die?
Well, the whole hospital thing, when you're not gonna find out till the start of case 5. That's like later.
So this is literally just more filler.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't filler. This is more background into Mia Fey's whole earlier year thing.
Literally, Mia Fey better play into fucking Godot's whole story, or I swear to God.
Because remember, the first case was her second trial. This is her first trial.
But didn't she lose her first trial?
I don't think it was ever stated that she lost it. It was stated that it was just a fucking disaster of a case.
Yes, and there was also a long pause in there, so I want to know, who am I playing as? Is it Mia? Or do I get to be Edgeworth?
You're playing as Mia, because this is Mia's first case. You're always the defense attorney.
I want to be prosecutor for once.
But we can't have fun. We can't make up evidence, alright?
Well, here's the thing, then. When we're done with this, I'm finding the Edgeworth game. I'll emulate that shit.
Oh, no. Oh, that's what you emulate, huh? That's what you decide to do. Not what I want, but you gotta go get some Phoenix Wright spin-offs.
It's an Edgeworth spin-off, though.
Fucking hell. Like, I haven't even seen anything on those.
It'll be perfect for you.
We're not actually going through with this now, are we?
I'm definitely doing it. I'll do it alone if I have to.
No, I mean with this case right now.
I mean, we could knock it out. I mean, how long could it possibly be?
Okay, so... And...
Never should have accepted this case.
Testimonies. There's only 7 testimonies in total, so yeah.
This man.
Death row inmate, by the way.
So, who's doing it?
Probably me.
Alright.
I just have to think about how I'm gonna fucking do this guy.
Morning.
I didn't do nothing. I swear. I didn't kill nobody.
Terry Fawles, my first client, sentenced to death 5 years ago. Now
Terry Fawles sounds like a dumbass name like Larry Butts.
Prison escapee. Try to relax him. So, why did you escape?
Yeah, he's a little crazy, not gonna lie.
Sorry for asking.
I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. I never lie. I didn't escape from nowhere.
But
It's kind of a really bad first case, not gonna lie. There's no wonder she was traumatized.
the police just recaptured you 2 days ago.
Sorry, I told a little lie.
Yeah, boy.
But anyway, I didn't do it. Never kill nobody.
Sorry for asking, but you're on death row, right? Really, really sorry for asking again.
We're running in circles right now. They sent me to die 5 years ago. That was tricked, I tell you. That woman, she lied in her testimony. That's why I got the death penalty. I swear it. I didn't kill her. I could never do that.
What if I'm actually writing that she fucking shot the girl? 2 days ago, he escaped from the police wagon when it crashed. And about 8 hours later, a policewoman was murdered before the police could recapture him. The police believe that Terry did it.
Because it's kind of easy to assume that a death row inmate would murder a policewoman on an escape attempt.
After you escaped, did you meet a policewoman?
Yeah, I did. She's the reason I escaped.
So that much is true. I met the victim.
But I didn't kill her. She was alive when I left. She was alive, it's true.
I can trust him, right? I mean, I should. The man's literally gnawing on the ball from his ball and chain.
Yeah. You're not gonna figure out the truth just by staring at the guy.
Is this actually fucking Godot?
I mean, look at him. How could it not? I just realized he's got the reverse attire.
This is literally reverse Godot right now.
His present day attire is like photo negative.
This is like a complete opposite Godot, where they literally just took his color palette and swapped it.
Yeah.
Why are you here?
I came to see how our little kitten was doing all alone in the big scary lion's den. I thought maybe you'd like someone to play with.
Where's Mr. Grossberg?
That old man is probably still in bed. I bet he's clutching an empty bottle and mumbling in his sleep. Aren't I good enough after all? It's me, Diego Armando.
You know...
Now, how does it feel knowing that his name Godot from the last 2 letters of both of his first name and last name, with a T added at the end?
That is frustrating. That's all I've got to say.
Diego Armando.
You better still chug coffee like a motherfucker. I didn't say... So, Diego, the finest attorney at Grossberg Law Offices, is here for me.
No. You got it all wrong. Today, you're the finest. After all, took an amazing amount of guts to take this case. Imagine an escaped death row convict for a first client.
Yeah, thanks. Wish I could get out of it.
Relax. I just heard some good news. Prosecutor for today is fresh out of his diapers as well.
Really?
However, unlike a certain somebody who he's earned the reputation as a genius since beginning his law career.
Genius.
Well, it's about time to head in, kitten. Sharpen those claws of yours. It's go time.
So I'm guessing we won't be getting the pain today.
No, we're not getting Mr. Payne, no.
Damn, I liked Mr. Payne.
Like, we already had to deal with Mr. Payne with the fucking... What was his fucking hairstyle called with the fucking floop? I don't know what the hairstyle's called.
The fucking floop. That... I want that to be a thing now.
You know, if we ever get Twitch emotes, we're just gonna get that floop emote.
Client ran away. Every other lawyer gave up on him, but not me.
For some reason, why did she take this trial? Why?
Because there was nothing else to take. Saw those overflowing eyes, heard a simple childlike voice. I just had the feeling he was telling the truth. Courtroom number 4.
It always starts at number 4.
Ah, it's our boy!
It's that dude. Hey, it's my judge. Court is now in session for the trial of Terry Fawles.
The defense is ready. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor.
Hey, you look so young. I understand the lawyers for both sides are newcomers.
Yes, Your Honor. I am Mia Fey. Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor.
So you're the new prosecutor everyone's been talking about, eh?
I'm so glad we have this judge now. Just for once.
So you don't have to do the judge voice.
Well, the thing is, I would be forced to do 90% of the voices in this case if it was the original judge.
I'm gonna have to do the fucking the inmate. I have to do the judge. I have to do fucking Godot.
But also, I literally said at the end of this case that I wanted this guy.
Yeah.
They listened to it.
They say you joined the prosecutor's office at quite an early age.
At 20, Your Honor.
I guess our little kitten hasn't earned herself much of a reputation yet, huh?
Come on, Mia, you can't lose. Not to someone younger than you.
Young people running a trial. Not too sure how I feel about that. Now then, the defendant in this case is currently a felon in death row. 2 days ago, he escaped from a police wagon. Is that correct?
Precisely.
But the defendant is not on trial for escaping prison. On the day that the defendant escaped, a policewoman was murdered.
So here to determine Mr. Fawles was responsible for her death.
You got it, kitten.
I really wish you would stop saying that.
So you know how Godot runs. Well then, Mr. Edgeworth, let's hear your opening statement.
Yes, Your Honor. It was 5 years ago. The defendant, Terry, was sentenced to death in this very court. His crimes were kidnapping, extortion, and murder. The girl he threw off the bridge was only 14 years old.
Truly horrible crime. I remember it well. There was no decisive evidence, so the trial was long and protracted.
Correct, but in the end, what was finally decided in the case was a certain witness's testimony. A witness's testimony? The testimony of Detective Valerie Hawthorne, the person who confronted this criminal. She arrested Mr. Fawles at the scene and later testified against him. She said she witnessed him throwing his young victim into the river. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered. So her testimony was the one that put him away.
Oh shit, fuck. I'm not used to being the judge. That policewoman you just mentioned, that wouldn't be.
Exactly. The victim. The same woman that was killed 2 days ago. Police Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne.
Ah, I see.
That face he made. That was weird.
The man who was sentenced to death based on her testimony escaped 2 years ago. With only one thing on his mind, to take revenge against the woman who convicted him. Aha! The truth is becoming clear to me now. What are you about to fucking yell, Zavari?
Ah.
Yes. It's quite obvious that the defendant is guilty.
Wait a minute, that's not right. At least hear the case before you decide on the outcome, Your Honor.
Watch yourself, Miss Fey. I'm not sure I care for your word of choice or your tone of voice.
Young people these days simply do not know how to respect their elders.
You're younger than her, asshole.
You're even younger than me, you hypocrite.
Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, please call your first witness.
I call the detective who was in charge of the initial investigation of this case.
And it's my boy.
Oh, it's a younger gumshoe.
With a different color jacket.
Witness, state your name and occupation.
Gumshoe, Dick Gumshoe. I'm the homicide detective in charge of this case, sir. Finally got promoted to the detective division half a year.
Oh, snap.
Man. Was that pen always red?
I don't think so.
Because I wasn't sure if they changed the color of the pen, too.
I don't believe anyone asked you about that.
Hey, ma'am, you got any idea how much work it takes?
No, I think that pencil was like... I know for a fact it wasn't red. But I know he always had a pencil up there.
Yeah.
I think it might have been a normal brown pencil. Or orange, or whatever the fuck it is.
Well, we'll find out in the next case.
What is it?
You're really gorgeous.
Excuse me?
No, seriously, my heart. It's aching for you.
Detective,
Okay.
pull yourself together and try to be professional. Otherwise, I'll write you up on contempt so quick something other than your heart will ache.
Okay, I got it. Now, detective, tell us about the incident. Yes, sir, right away. The victim was Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, a veteran of the police force. She was stabbed in the back with a knife and died from excessive blood loss. That much is already stated in the autopsy report. Cole would like to hear more details about the incident itself. Yes, sir, I got you. Okay, let's take a look at this aerial map of the area here. This is a sketch of Dusky Bridge, an old suspension bridge. And the river that runs under there is Eagle River. The victim and the defendant met there, on top of the bridge.
Now, this causes for some confusion already. Why the fuck is the victim over on this side where they would literally have to be backed into this corner, while our killer is on the side where he's walking down it? Because it seems like it would be the other way around.
After stabbing her in the back, the killer carried the victim back to his car. He was recaptured at the police checkpoint as he was trying to make his getaways. I see. Was the victim's blood found on the bridge? The victim, Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, was wearing a thick coat, sir. Unfortunately, no traces of blood were found on the bridge. Mr. Edgeworth, I'll warn you that I absolutely despise conjecture. There was no blood on the bridge, and you have no proof that they were even met there.
Your Honor, if you would listen to the testimony we have prepared, I'm sure you'll be convinced that the two of them certainly did meet on the bridge that day.
Why, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm not sure I like you wagging your finger at me, is it?
The fact that he says hoser in general. That's how you know this motherfucker's Canadian.
Yeah, not the fact that he says A, it's the fact he says hoser.
It's definitely the hoser part. Anybody can say A. A.
Except the Aussies, they say mate.
Yeah, they say mate. I mean, that's how you nail an Aussie.
Yeah. Detective, proceed with your testimony. Yes, sir.
I've got to say, I kind of feel sorry for you with this case. Because I ended up kind of sticking you with a lot of the voices for this one.
Yeah.
Not really realizing it.
Yeah.
So far, I've only got 2 of the characters. You've been having to nail Gumshoe, the judge.
The defendant, Gumshoe, your aide, the judge, and I mean, don't worry, it'll even out.
I'll take the next mystery person.
Yeah, you definitely will.
I feel like this is gonna stab me in the back. Kind of like this cop.
Okay, now listen carefully, kid. One little mistake on this guy, and this guy will drink you for more than tea. Trust me and get ready.
Is he not drinking coffee? Is he drinking tea? This motherfucker is drinking. If he ain't drinking coffee, he ain't Godot.
See, this is before he went Ultra Instinct, okay?
So that's what happened to him. He went Ultra Instinct and got the mask and shit.
Yeah.
He wanted to be a cyberpunk warrior, but sadly that didn't happen. He pulled an Ultra Instinct on accident.
On the day of the incident, an unknown person phoned the sergeant and asked to meet. Sergeant Hawthorne went to Dusky Bridge at the designated time with Mr. Fawles. And that's where she was brutally murdered, sir. The criminal stuffed her body into his car trunk and tried to make a getaway. Mr. Fawles was arrested at a police checkpoint we set up at the base of the mountain.
I'm gonna be honest, this whole case already doesn't make any sense. I thought he escaped from prison when the wagon crashed and was recaptured like 8 hours later.
So the thing is, like he escaped from a prison wagon, and it's insinuated that he called the person who got him into the prison on death row in the first place to kill them.
But they said that she got a call the day before, so that means he would have had to have known the wagon was going to crash. He would have to make it up there to the bridge. Also, he would have to steal a car, make it up to the bridge, kill her, then stuff her in the trunk, and then drive away. That sounds like an awful lot of pre-planning to deal with to kill one person.
But you see, I know. Yeah, I'm just gonna say this now, because I have literally 2 ads of the same thing right next to my guide right now, telling me that No Man's Sky is available 55% off right now.
No Man's Sky is shit. Everybody knows that.
Yep. Well, I certainly have established the importance of the bridge.
Naturally.
Now, will the defense please hurry up and proceed with the cross-examination?
Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examination. Counting right up.
Hey, settle down there, kid. If you keep trembling like that, you're gonna make me spill my coffee.
He is drinking coffee. That is Godot.
Perfectly fine. All right.
I'm not trembling. It's just cold in here.
The courtroom can be a cold battlefield, all right, especially for a beginner.
I don't need you to worry about me. I mean, the defendant, the witness, everyone's a beginner in here.
You got me there. Maybe you should keep your claws out. Just show them what you got, kitten.
I'm gonna be honest. That kitten shit needs to stop.
It's getting to you, isn't it?
It like annoys the hell out of me.
Like, what is it, Lunchbox Lady getting to you though?
It's not Lunchbox Lady. That was a completely different stress scenario. That broke me. This, however,
it's like poking at you.
this one's just jabbing at me because that kitten shit. It hits. Heard that shit too much myself.
Okay, now we're gonna be going to that cross-examination now. I'm going to be right back. I need to get water for this.
Alright.
With
Alright.
water. But before I indulge in the water, it's time.
Is it goldfish time?
It is goldfish time.
Yeah!
The real video starts now. Okay, now, you're gonna press him on the statement on the day of the incident. Oh yeah, this one right here. Hold it!
This unknown person. You have no idea who it might be, right?
Okay, alright, but I'm afraid I do.
What?
The one who called Sergeant Hawthorne was the...
Then why didn't you just say that?
What? The defendant? The defendant called her. Sergeant Hawthorne was very... She left a note about a phone call with Mr.
A note?
Yeah, top secret memo that she left at her desk.
Shit.
According to this note, it seems the one who called the defendant, Terry Fawles.
Yeah. Whose bright idea was it to keep that note from me?
Looks like the judge is even more sure of his... Listen up. Never ask a question if you don't already know the...
I mean, we didn't know who the unknown person was. We kind of just assumed. If he had just said, it was Terry, then I wouldn't have questioned him on if it was Terry. It's that detective's fault. He's the one who said unknown person.
Hey now, don't make that face at me. I just said it that way because the prosecutor told... Edgeworth.
Edgeworth, did you set a trap for me?
As his usual MO.
Yes.
Okay, now you're gonna press him on the statement the criminal stuffed her body into his car trunk and tried to make a getaway.
So, Mr. Fawles had a card then.
Well, the bridge is way. The defendant and the victim both went up by car. I mean, how else, right?
Climbing.
What? You mean the defendant drove his own car? No, of course not. It was stolen. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light. Car thieves. Not sure how I feel about car thieves.
Is this guy sure about how he feels about anything?
There's a photo of the stolen car's trunk.
Don't think we needed this.
Yeah, that's incriminating.
Damn.
Actually, that's the body of Valerie Hawthorne in there.
They just take a photo of that without... The lock's busted. But they just take a picture of the body still in there. Not even bothering to move it.
Whoa, that doesn't look too comfortable.
The victim, she was stabbed in the back, correct?
Yep. For some reason, men always seem to get stabbed in the back.
This is a woman.
Oh, yeah. Diego. Are you misgendering somebody?
We're gonna have to put you in court for that here in California.
You can't tell from this photo, but the knife was stuck in her back, nice and firm. He didn't move it.
This was just how the body was stuffed in there, apparently.
It's even less comfortable. The condition of the body when it was discovered is very important information. Detective, was there any strange or noteworthy in the trunk of the car? Okay, now, on this statement, you're going to present the victim's note.
Now, one of the things I gotta mention is... Why are, like, car trunks and, like, murder movies, games, all that kind of stuff, why are the trunks always so clean? I mean, what this couple, like, must have just bought this car. Because it makes no sense that it is this clean.
Are you really getting into the
in
terms of cleanliness?
I mean, you look at my trunk, it is full of shit.
I mean,
you could fit a body in there, but like, there's gonna be other stuff there if they take a photo of it.
I mean, let's be honest. If we look at a car trunk, it's gonna be dusty as fuck color. So we all know that. But
I mean, I have stuff in there like tools, cases, all that kind of stuff. No point in asking what's in those cases because I ain't talking now.
So those cases, just fingers.
Witness.
What is it? You have something to say, Miss Fey?
I'm sorry, I totally forgot what I was going to say. This is the first time I've ever had to actually address someone like that.
Should do some practice before coming to court. Honestly, Miss Fey, I'm not sure I like this. Say there, little kitten. Want a piece of my coffee candy?
The fuck?
Bad. That sounds very bad.
Could you not word it that way?
Whilst also calling her kitten.
You got some candy from me, stranger?
Well, you're still too young to be drinking real coffee.
You saying you spike that shit?
Wait. How old is Mia in this? Quick.
Let us go to the tab, because right now... Are you fucking serious? The one time?
Are you fucking kidding me? Hey, he's 27.
He's 27 here. So, we have to...
Which means 6 years from now, he'll be 33.
Alright, so...
We now know how old Godot is.
We're also going to have to do some guesswork here. Miles Edgeworth is 20. in this case.
Yes.
So, the thing is, Mia Fey here says that she is older than him. So,
Okay, and if she
Godot
older than
being
Edward, then
27, we know that Godot is
No.
27 here. But
But
Godot
how-
is
but-
older
but
than
was
Mia.
But how old was Mia when she died? Wasn't she 23? That's not the case. No, she wasn't 23 because that means she'd be younger. Maybe she was 26 when she died.
But you're also talking about the relevance of, like, when this case happens between here and there. So we have a lot of, like, timing issue around here. But we know she's younger than 27, but older than 20. Therefore, we would
died at
presume
20.
that she's between 21 and 26.
Yeah, that is all we're gonna get.
That's what we've got, but either way, the fact that he's saying you're still too young to drink real coffee literally makes no sense, and that's the only reason I'm bringing any of this up.
Yeah, considering how, first of all, if this was like a reference to alcohol, she's at least 21, which means she can't. Second
She
of all,
can
Japanese
drink.
game.
She could definitely drink.
Yes.
Come on, Mia, shake it off, you're a lawyer. Detective,
Yes, ma'am.
this photo. You said there was nothing peculiar about it, is that correct?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Well then I suggest you look at the note written by the victim.
The note.
It very clearly says, wear a white scarf for identification. The caller must have forgotten what the victim looked like, thus this special request. I have one very simple question for you, Detective. Where's the white scarf? I can't seem to find it in this photo.
Well, to be honest, we didn't find it in the trunk, ma'am.
And you stopped there? You should have looked for it.
The caller told her to wear to identify herself, so I expect that she did just that. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do you have to say about this?
I see the defense is a little lacking. The scarf you were searching so desperately for? This one, perchance?
Well, you see, sir, that's not white. That is.
It's very clearly. I was just gonna say blue, but yes, cyan.
Where did you find that, sir?
On Dusky Bridge, where I was there first and decided to conduct my own investigation.
Illegal evidence. Get him out of here. He's a fraud.
Should have been thrown out of the court so many times if this was the actual case here.
What? Why? Why didn't you tell me?
I made a decision to keep all pieces of evidence in my personal satchel. It's the safest place I know.
That hotshot sure has flair for the dramatic.
You know, it's sort of sad these two never actually meet as prosecutors.
I know.
It's not exactly white as the caller requested, but as you can see, it's close enough for what it was intended for.
Well, you see, it has brown stains, which means she probably took a shit on it.
Where literally the judge here is calling it mud.
Yeah. It looks like it spent some time in the mud.
Not surprising, it was drizzling on the mountain that day. He was intentionally hiding the scarf the whole time to make me look like a fool.
But you see, if it was on the bridge, then there could not be any mud. Fallacy detected. He's a fraud. Get him out. Shit, keep fuck. Okay, I'm trying to eat goldfish at the same time, alright? There's too many people. The court will now accept the scarf into evidence.
Now, if the attorney for the defense is finished embarrassing herself, I'd like to move on with the testimony. Is that alright with you? Isn't it, Miss Fey? Wrap the scarf around his scrawny little neck. Very good. Now that we're done with this mud-covered scarf business, the prosecution moves to establish conclusively and with hard evidence that Miss Hawthorne and Mr. Fawles did indeed meet on the bridge that day. Furthermore, we'll show exactly what occurred there.
This sounds quite promising. I can't wait to hear all about it. Don't forget, kitten. There's a reason why everyone considers this kid a genius.
A genius.
I get surprised no one he hasn't met by fucking Manfred von Karma.
I'm amazed nobody mentioned him yet.
Yeah, honestly. I feel like that would have been very important.
Yeah.
Actually, there's an eyewitness who was there when the incident.
Are you kidding me?
I know, right? This photo was accidentally taken by the witness. It shows the Vic. The Vic? Really?
Short for victim.
Yeah, I know, but still, the Vic wearing the scarf, sir. It was drizzling that day, unfortunately. It's a little hard.
Now, the thing is, the woman has her hand, like, back to the side, which would show that she probably has the knife. And this man here is begging for his life.
Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. That must have been when the scarf fell off on the bridge where there's no mud. Looking at this photo, I get a sense that this bridge is very high up. Well, it's a fucking bridge.
It's about a 40-foot drop from the bridge to the Eagle River down below.
Mr. Edgeworth, who took this photo anyway?
Let's just say it was a well-intentioned third party.
Potential witness. So why isn't this person in the courtroom? Well, they said they absolutely did not want to testify.
The person in question is very delicate, Your Honor. Besides, as long as we have this photo, we see no reason to compel them to testify.
I'm not so sure how I feel about that. This guy doesn't know how to feel about anything.
So, as you can see, Terry had motive and opportunity. I think it's quite clear at this point what happened on that bridge.
The truth is becoming so clear to me now. Zabari.
What the fuck was the random Zavari for?
I don't know. Just felt like it. Made the joke earlier, thought I'd follow up on it.
Yeah, but you see, you gotta put it in a place where it's like well-intentioned. If you put it at the beginning of the sentence, bam, perfect context, everything.
Well, you know what? You can edit that in. You should. You have my permission. Yes, it's quite obvious. He's clearly guilty.
Not again. It's not fair. Haven't even done my cross-examination yet. What do you mean?
Okay. You're gonna present the crime photo on the statement anyway the criminal shoved the down, stabbed her in the back.
You said the crime photo?
Yes, the crime photo. And remember these good old days when you don't like a single line of evidence.
Yeah, that was
Those were
great.
good old days. Nowadays we have like 3 whole pages.
So, at the time of the crime, there was a little drizzle coming down, correct?
Yeah. And fog too. There's a generally soggy atmosphere.
Well, I have evidence that doesn't go with soggy atmosphere.
This photo of the victim's body was found in the car trunk.
Considering the conditions on the scene of the crime, something isn't right.
Well, by all means, please enlighten us as to what isn't right. What is it about blah blah blah? The coat. The coat that she's wearing. Take that!
The answer is right here.
I like how these people always say naturally. The
Yeah.
victim's coat? As far as I can see, there's nothing strange about it.
That's exactly what's strange. Recall the testimony. What were the conditions on the bridge that day? Drizzling and foggy. Dusky bridge was all wet. If the victim had fallen on her stomach on top of the bridge, her front of her coat would have been covered in mud.
That's exactly right, despite there not being any mud on a wooden fucking bridge.
No, I think the point is the fact that it's an old-ass bridge. Lots of people have walked on it getting dirt and crap all over it.
Yeah, but the rain would clean it off.
This rain is special rain. It gets it wet.
This is God's shit rain, not piss rain.
Fucking argument over dirty wood.
Fucking God had dysentery that day. That ain't piss, that's shit. The other day, I fell on a muddy street and my gorgeous playoff beard was befouled. That makes sense because that's a fucking street.
I do admit the crime scene was quite wet that day. However, that does not mean the top of the bridge itself was muddy. If your owner had fallen in the shower instead of on a muddy street, your glorious hockey beard, pride of the legal league, would be wet, but not muddy.
Fortunately, I've yet to test that. Still, your point is well taken.
Fucking buddying up with the judge. Can you prove that the surface on that of the bridge was muddy that day?
Yeah, please prove it to me, specifically. Ah, a real man wouldn't stand for a taunt like this.
Neither would a real woman. Get it right, boy.
Misgendering, you bastard.
Of course I can.
Misogynistic.
Here's the evidence that proves the bridge was muddy.
It's the
This.
scar.
The evidence is the scarf.
Okay, now it's like, hold on, I'm gonna have to restart the stream real quick here.
I'm guessing you got green screened.
Okay, yeah, no, it wasn't green screened. It's just that the thing was frozen, but it's fine now.
Alright. It should be obvious. The scarf fell onto the bridge and got this muddy. It means the bridge was clearly covered in mud. I can't be outwitted by this novice bimbo.
Whoa! Man, the times were different 6 years ago.
I mean, all this shit was... When this game was originally made, all this shit was perfectly fine.
Yeah, back in the good old days of 2003 through 2000. I miss those days.
Same to you, buddy.
Ms. Fey's assertion makes perfect sense to me.
I do admit that there appears to be a contradiction between the condition of the victim's coat and a scarf. However, the real question is, why is there a contradiction?
Are we about to get philosophical right now?
For every contradiction, there exists an explanation.
Yes, we are.
Let's look at what the explanation. Let's look at what the explanation in this case may be, shall we? Alright.
You're doing pretty well for a little kitten.
I mean, honestly, if this game was made today, this kitten would have been used like maybe once, maybe twice. And from there, it would be gone. This
It keeps going and going.
keeps using it. I bet he doesn't know our name. That's why he's doing it.
Like, why do you keep calling me kitten? Because I don't know your name. You never told me.
Mr. Armando.
No matter what he says, a contradiction always comes down to a lie. It's either the victim discovered in the trunk, the witness photos showing the defendant and the victim, or the witness's testimony that stated that she saw the moment of the murder. Just relax and think it over. Pretty simple, isn't it? The false evidence, it's one of those three.
All of them are trash. Throw it all out. This case needs to be redone.
And I choose option 4. It's Edgeworth. He's a fraud. Get him out of here.
You just want Edgeworth gone, don't you?
You see, the best type of humor is repetition. What you said just now? Not sure I like that.
Are you sure?
Like anything, don't you? You're fucking Canadians. They can't you can't reason with them. All right, they're just what's the word I'm looking for?
Unreasonable.
Unreasonable. Yes, that's one of them. Yeah.
That wasn't me, Your Honor. It was the coffee aficionado over here that said it.
You know, I really hope that statement I just made doesn't offend any Canadians out there. This court is not in the habit of false evidence. Buddy, you don't know what court you're in. Blame it on him, Your Honor. He's the one trying to slip false evidence into court. But we won't let him. We'll expose his evidence as the.
Yeah, we'll do that. Probably, maybe.
We might. Never know. The witnesses test.
It's no brainer. Obviously, it's the witness that's suspicious. During his earlier testimony, the detective pointed out a crucial fact. The criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Now, is that testimony exactly what the witness claims to have seen?
Yeah, that's what the witness told us.
That testimony is filled with holes.
Like the dead body right here.
After all, the victim's coat isn't even dirty.
That's true. Huh. It's not just true, it's the truth.
That's what that means. Are you sure you don't have a little LSD in that coffee?
If there was truly decisive, if there was a truly decisive witness case, I'm certain that boy wonder over there would have called them in the first place.
Your Honor, the defense requests to cross-examine the eyewitness. The testimony presented so far is not only vague, but contradictory as well. It's bullshit.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, it appears that we'll need to hear from your mystery witness after all.
It's actually Phoenix Wright. You should brace yourself for the brutal truth. Your Honor, the prosecution has no intention of hiding the witness from this court. We are prepared to present our witness at any time.
Are you ready for your voicage to become prime now?
Sure.
But you're not gonna like what it is.
Alright.
But hey, at least it's not the Frenchie.
It can't be worse than Frenchie. Kitty.
Shit, this is my line, goddamn. Very well. Please bring forth the witness at this time.
Edgeworth said kind of worries me. What does he mean by the brutal truth?
I mean, I'm curious too, because this is before he became a truth junkie.
Let's proceed with the testimony. Oh, right, you.
Oh, goddamn it, right, shit. Mr. Edgeworth, please go right ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. The prosecution summons the woman who saw the events that day with her own eyes. This is it, Mia. The battle begins here. Witness, what is your name and occupation? Oh, god damn it.
She's back.
Everyone's so silent I can hear their hearts going pitter-patter.
Oh. When I look at you, how can I put it? Don't do it, man. Don't you fucking do it.
Now, one thing I gotta say. I don't remember the voice I did for, like, at all.
It was terrible. Good, because it was terrible. Look as scrumptious as a double in a dozen donut holes. What?
The fuck does that even mean?
Fucking Canadians, man, they're so weird.
I've never heard of a double and a dozen donut holes. I'm pretty sure double is one thing, and a dozen donut holes is something else.
The only double I've heard of is the double in fucking Jeopardy.
That's the daily double.
Daily double, fuck it, I don't care. Might be actually a lottery ticket I've heard of.
The fuck?
Feel like I want to hurry up and hand down a verdict just to... No! Yo!
Not so fast.
Yo, 2005 was fucked.
As I said before...
Hey, yo, 2005 is the same year Gen 7 came out.
That was 2006.
No, 2005 was when the consoles came out. 2006 was when Sonic 06 came out.
But I thought the consoles...
Sonic 06 came out a year after those consoles came out.
So you're saying that the Xbox 360 came out the exact same year as Revenge of the Sith?
If that's the year that came out, then yeah.
Because I remember specifically because of Battlefront 2 released on the original Xbox alongside the time of the movie.
You see, it was very... Listen, I don't know, okay? I'm fairly damn certain that Gen 7 came out too.
I honestly thought it was 2006.
I'm gonna Google when the Xbox came out. Release date. No, it wasn't November 15th, 2001, Google. I think you're retarded.
That's the original Xbox.
Yeah, I put 360. It just gave me the original one. Okay, what was it? Okay, November 22nd, 2005. It was in the end of the year.
Okay, so that probably that explains several questions I would have had.
Let me look at the PlayStation 3 release date.
It's probably a little before that, maybe a little after.
No, it was not 2008. Wait. No, that wouldn't make any sense. No, okay. So PlayStation 3 was first released in November 11th, 2006. Okay, now I'm getting mixed things here.
Oh, I think I understand the PlayStation 3 debacle. I believe there were two versions of the PlayStation 3 that came out. The first one coming out in 2006, and then a few years later, they came out with an updated one because a lot of the ones from 2006 died after like 2 years.
You know, that's kind of a thing that consoles had been for, like, especially for Gen 7, with like the consoles at first is fucking up all the time because, you know, Xbox had rendering a death for a while.
Yeah, and because I remember the Xbox had their base version, the arcade, and then the Elite before coming out with the Slim and other shit, and then coming out with the One.
All that other stuff. Now, I find it hard to believe that the PlayStation 3 was released almost exactly a whole year after the 360.
Well, you see, 360 actually had a pretty good lead because the minute they finished with like the, I think it was like during the time of Halo 2, they started working on their next console.
I mean,
so
Halo
they've had some time.
Halo 2 came out 2004. I feel like they have more.
Well, you got to remember originally what they believed they were working with. They thought they would be working with like 360 style hardware. Because, I mean, look back to their E3 demo for Halo 2.
Yeah, a completely different game than what we got.
Yeah, I believe that was probably running on 360 hardware, considering the anti-air cannon that we saw. The
being reused and put in Halo 3.
The like different kinds of like optics we see, the rendering of the cutscenes, all that shit like runs on 360 style hardware.
The different jackal shields and their whole formation.
Yeah. Now, we should probably get back to this case before we use up any more time.
Yeah, I want to get done by 1 o'clock, but knowing us, probably won't happen.
This witness is very sensitive and delicate. I would ask the court to please exercise care when addressing her.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Miss Edgeworth. You are a true gentleman. Miss Fey, you could learn a lot from this man.
No. He's such a gentleman, he sure doesn't act like one. Sir?
Yes, my dear.
This is my first time, so I'm sure I'll make a lot of mistakes.
Please stop. No. No. I can't have her saying that to him. I can't have her saying that to him. No. Listen, y'all can call me fucking dirty for bringing that up first, but I don't give a fuck. That's wrong, alright? And I didn't made you laugh that hard, G.
Also, the thing is, like, it was a mix of the fact that I'm doing the voice as you were saying it, and then you bringing up all that at once. It was just too much.
Listen, there's too much fucking, like, underage bullshit in the series.
Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to say I'm sorry for all the trouble I might cause.
Not at all. It's no trouble at all.
We find out that she's like murdered like 3 people or something like that.
Well, I mean, in the first case, we did convict her. But this is the year before that.
Yeah. But it isn't like... Aren't we going to basically find out that she murdered this person as well? But not actually get any convictions on her?
Probably.
Wait, wait, didn't she, like... I might be thinking of something else. But I remember during the first case, Phoenix Wright ended up getting a vial of, like, poison put in his pocket while he was at a police precinct. Am I mistaken?
Yeah, she gave him the poison, so they wouldn't find it on her. And she spent the next 8 months trying to get it back. Because he kept on showing it to people.
But, like, this brings up the fact that means she used the poison on somebody. But here we know that the witness was stabbed in the spine.
Yeah, just keep in mind, that poisoning thing, when she gave that to him, that was 8 months before case 1. This is a year before case 1.
I know, but like, I feel like something's going to happen here that's going to cause this poison to be used.
So this happened 2 months before that poison was used, which, by the way, might I add, was on Mia's boyfriend.
Noise.
As in Mia's boyfriend was poisoned.
Noise.
Okay.
My name is, Melissa Foster. I'm a college student. A freshman in the lecture department. You're on...
Literature, not lecture.
Whatever. We don't give a shit about her anyway, she kills people.
No, it doesn't matter, she's lying, that's not even...
You were on the scene for the unfortunate event, when the unfortunate event occurred, correct? You were the one that took this photo? Is that accurate? Wah! How can you be so mean?
Now see here, what are you doing shoving that in her face like that?
I'm literally just pointing out facts and asking questions. Just a photograph, it's not like it's anything dangerous.
Next time I'll be forced to penalize you.
Bullshit! She's staring. It's rude. And you would be... I'm the defense attorney, Mia Fey. I see. So you are...
Now then, young lady, could you please give me money?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll do my best.
Who let these hoser flies in here?
I was using my camera to take some pictures of wildflower. Why?
Because.
Why are you taking a picture of A, wildflowers, and B, you're a literature student. You should not be using a camera for any reason in general.
Okay, now that's very subjective of you to think that. Like, why would she can take pictures whenever she wants? Why does she have to be a photograph student?
Photography, journalism, literally any other subject, that I would be fine with that.
Maybe she could just like taking pictures.
Then why doesn't she have a camera with her in this courtroom today?
Because...
You got an answer for that one, motherfucker?
They're not gonna let us take a fucking camera to a courtroom, take pictures of people.
Didn't Lana bring a camera in during case 4?
That was evidence.
But I thought she had like another camera in with her.
No.
And hell, when like Doctor Guy died, wasn't she there for that in any way, shape, or form?
Doctor guy? What doctor?
The guy who was calling out for malpractice really was his assistant who did it, and his assistant murdered him so that he couldn't find out the truth. Or tell the truth.
I mean, she was there. Why are we trying to? Why are we trying to get through this? Why?
My point is, cameras are allowed in courtrooms, therefore she should have a camera on her, otherwise she's full of shit.
Trying to get her put in prison for the wrong reasons, man.
Then I noticed there were two people standing up on a suspension bridge. Suddenly, they just started fighting. That's when I hurried and took a photo that shows the crucial moment. Right after that, I called the police.
That wasn't even a crucial moment. They were just looking at each other in that picture.
And I want to ask, do we know what year this is?
We don't know specific years of any of this taking place.
Because I have some serious doubt that she had a mobile phone.
Are you assuming that I'm pretty sure that every single picture taken has been with like an actual mobile?
They were not taken with mobile phones.
Because first of all, of course not. They were not taken with mobile phones. This game, did they even have phones that had cameras in them back then?
I think those started existing in like.
Well, I'm pretty sure it wasn't commonplace because I'm pretty sure we're
mid 2000s.
Like, when did flip phones stop being a thing?
When they stopped being a thing?
Yeah, because I know there were a thing in the 2000, but I don't know when they stopped.
2009, I think, is when they started becoming obsolete. But I had a flip phone that could take pictures. Granted, they were very low quality.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't see flip phones having a camera on them. That's not high tech enough for the time.
Whoops. Drop my phone on the mouse. My main point is actually being, though, the fact that she went and called the police. She would have had to go find a payphone. She would not have had a mobile phone on her.
Well, where did they fucking find her? How did she even get in contact with?
Found a mobile phone, called him from there, waited there. I don't know.
Listen, this was before the age of every fucking phone at the age of 5 and up. All right, she didn't have a phone of her own.
I didn't get my first phone till I was like 13.
That's because you weren't born late enough. We were both born in '90. We didn't get phones until at least we were double digits in age.
Yeah, I didn't get my first mobile phone until I didn't get my first smartphone until I was like
all these fucking
16.
little shits are getting like fucking big ass fucking iPhones and shit and Kindles and all that.
Yeah, when I was
spoiled bastards.
When I was at the young age of 6, I was playing the Xbox original, stabbing Pteranodons in Republic Commando.
What year was it when I got it? What year was it when I was in 5th? What? Okay. Because it was after 5th grade was when I got the 360.
Fuck, I don't actually know.
Because I don't fucking remember.
Hell, I don't even remember when I got out of 5th grade. I just remember...
It had to have been like 2010. Pretty late in the 360 time, not gonna lie.
The main thing I remember...
I was always behind on what consoles I ended up getting.
I remember I got... The main thing I remember is that I played Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 the first time when Call of Duty Black Ops first came out. And the only reason I remember that was because of the fact I was in the hospital during that time period.
Oh, funny. It's really. I feel like the reason I was always getting like each of the Gen 6 consoles, because I had a GameCube, then I got the PlayStation 2, then I got the OG Xbox, then I got the 360. Although somewhere in there I ended up at some point. I don't remember when though.
All right, we should really start working through this case.
We always do this.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, if we didn't do these voices and we just slowly worked our way through these cases, we'd probably be halfway done by now. But the thing is, I like the voice for Edgeworth because I like sounding posh and bastardy. And I think it helps drive audience retention when we do the voices.
Listen, the real comedy is when we get sidetracked and involving shit that doesn't matter, alright? That's where it really is.
I believe the map would be of help here.
Yo, where'd you get this map from, huh? Why wasn't this here? Illegal evidence. Get him out of here.
You fucking brought that up immediately. I believe I was standing over here. I was standing in a beautiful field surrounded by tall cliffs.
What fucking field?
The one under the text box.
Doesn't look like a field to me. Looks like rain. Shit, this is my line. Fuck. Okay, so you took the photo from the location, eh?
I brought the camera I was using at the time. Just like Mr. Edgeworth asked me to.
It was a camera!
A digital camera that I feel like it was a little advanced for its time.
I mean, look at that fucking this hump design, though. That's not advanced. That's shitty.
Same camera I had in like 2008.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Why are people? Why the hump? Why is the hump there?
That's where the battery's stored.
Touche.
I know how this shit works. I had one.
All right. You're knowledgeable. I like that, man. We're good friends. Oh ho ho! What a cute camera, just like its owner. Please stop. You fucking creeper! Please stop. Right then, Miss Fey, time for your cross-examination. But I want to warn you: make the witness cry again, and you'll feel the wrath of my gavel. I fucking forgot where we are in terms of the. Okay, no, I know where we are. Okay, we're fine. Okay, so on the statement, that's when I hurried and took the photo that shows the crucial moment. You're going to present the witness's photo. Well, the one thing that saddens me is that I'm not going to be able to rewatch all this shit for like another 6 months minimum.
I'm trying with editing, alright?
I know, but it's like, it's always sad, because it's like, well, then again, it's kind of better, because then I'm not going to remember any of the things that we're saying, so it'll make it better.
Well, actually, might as well bring up this now. Being in quarantine, I can no longer go to work.
Yeah, which means you'll have a lot more time to edit.
Yeah, which means people are going to be getting a lot more videos, a lot more of our crap, and a lot more cut content.
You know, the best part about the quarantine, despite the hazardous deaths everywhere, people getting a lot of internet content, though. Gotta get that content rolling.
Yep. Witness, when you said you took a photo of a crucial moment, is this what you meant? All I can see in this photo are two people facing each other.
It's almost like I'm a fucking genius. I called this shit out 5 minutes ago.
You testified you saw two of them starting to fight. Normally, that's the kind of thing we refer to as a crucial moment. Well, haven't you presented a photo like that? Well, you see, the photo we presented was the only photo there was. But if you really wanted to capture the crucial moment, then what happened next? You must have taken a photo of it.
Dope. Gotta bring in that Homer Simpson dope. My apologies, young lady. But Miss Fey's assertion is not without a certain amount of merit.
You can certainly downplay a situation, can't he? I'm not saying that.
Oh, God, no, stop it.
I used it all up. The film, I mean.
You ran out of film?
This photo was the last one. What?
Well, can you at least show us the picture of the flowers you took? You know, to prove the fact that you ran out of film?
Unfortunately, that is the truth. I personally examined all the photographs she took that day.
Show me the evidence right now.
All the other photos of herself playing among the wildflowers.
Prove it to me. Give it. I want to see them. Show them to the court, motherfucker.
The witness herself. Then who took the photos? Well, you see, my camera has a timer built into it. So you took photos of yourself.
I remember taking some photos of myself once, too. Don't you dare go down that certain path that I know you're taking.
Please, no details.
Exactly, she knows. It seems that Miss Fey's assertion was not so decisive at all.
Wait just a minute here.
Well, she has no film left. She couldn't very well take any more pictures.
Miss Foster, perhaps then you could tell us about a different sort of photo. Photos of an incident you took with your very own eyes. Oh, you see what I'm doing here? Mr. Edgeworth, you're quite the poet. No, stop it.
String 'em on.
I like Edgeworth too much. Stop tainting him.
Very well then, let's get back to the cross-examination. Let's hear your thoughts on the fight that you witnessed.
Yes, Mr. Judge. Really sucker for sweet talk. Gonna bring him down.
Ha! Now I forgot he was here.
Godot, could you help in like any way here?
It looks like the other kitten in the room is the one that's getting all the attention.
I want to strangle this man. Hey, I want to do a quick look in the records here. Hotshot lawyer, my senior and rival at the office. A bit smug.
Yep.
Alright, just double checking something.
Yeah, smug bastard, you know.
It's sickening.
But yo, he's got that smooth sax going for him.
He doesn't have the saxophone yet.
Not yet, but soon he'll evolve and it'll just... Okay, so now we're gonna go to the statement. The victim turned around and tried to run away. And you will present the Dusky Bridge map.
Present the map.
But you
Witness, your testimony is a joke.
She starts crying, get penalized.
What? But I just...
Miss Fey, I thought I warned you not to make the... Wow. I fucking called it. One
short testimony and two bad contradictions. There's no possible excuse.
You say there were 2 contradictions?
It's simple. Take a look at the diagram of the area. According to her testimony, 2 of them were in the middle of the bridge. But if they were and the victim had turned and tried to run, well then.
Well, you see, she said she tried to run, but she quickly realized that she fucked.
She would have jumped to this plank and then over and ran across.
Yeah, she would have hit a dead end. Nice to know that part of the judge's fucking name tag is the equivalent of 5 yards to that match.
You said 10 yards, but she couldn't have even ran 5. Because Dusky Bridge is collapsed on that side.
Why has no one fixed that bridge, by the way?
It's Dusky Bridge. Who's gonna work on a Dusky Bridge?
The fucking maintenance worker?
What maintenance worker's gonna go all the way out there? For a Dusky Bridge. I mean, look how dusky it is.
Someone's gotta do the job.
You think they're gonna waste taxpayer money on it?
You know how much shit taxpayer money is wasted nowadays? I think someone can fix a fucking wooden bridge.
Most of it goes to the pockets of politicians either way.
Yeah, exactly. Swiss bank accounts, offshore. What does all this mean?
It's very simple, Your Honor. This charming little witness told a charming little lie. That's all there is to it.
This beautiful young lady lying in court.
Just a moment, Your Honor. Edgeworth. Your Honor, allow me to personally apologize for the confusion.
What do you mean?
There's one major mistake in this diagram.
What did you say? But it's you, shit.
What'd you say?
There's too many fucking people in here that I'm voicing. I'm getting confused. What are you referring to?
It's all because this diagram was made after the incident. No, you're full of shit. It's a very old bridge. We couldn't find any official blueprints of it.
So you're saying?
What I'm saying is, even though the bridge is currently in disrepair, there's no evidence to prove the bridge was broken during the incident.
That is such a bald-faced bullshitting lie.
You can't actually tell from the condition of the bridge from this photo. I apologize to the court for not being more clear when I presented the evidence.
But that's the type of shit that made me walk over there and punch him in the fucking jaw. Huh. That guy's good.
Although that does clear up some problems I had earlier, like with the condition of the bridge. But it also brings up the question of why are there no maps of this beforehand?
Yeah.
Why are they using this one? Like, who made...
According to him, there's no official recent blueprints of the bridge. Or any blueprints from before it broke.
Why did they only get blueprints after it broke?
I don't fucking know. But we're going through some bullshit logic here that doesn't make sense.
Alright. This is yours.
I already said this line.
What do you mean?
He planned it from the beginning. He's a genius, alright. That diagram of the bridge was, let's see.
That coward.
Well, Miss Fey, it seems you once again made a reckless accusation.
I'm so sorry, I should have been more careful myself.
No. It wasn't. Pander to the little fucking. I'm not gonna finish that.
Now then, shall we go on with the trial? I'd like to establish once and for all what it was the witness actually saw.
Indeed.
You know, I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen her defended at all. Actually,
The defendant will show up on the second half of the trial. All right, young lady. May I ask you to please proceed with your testimony?
but it's so hard to go on.
Please fucking stop. You underaged harlot. We're all on your side, Miss Foster. If that even is your real name.
There's no need to worry, just tell us what you saw. Yes, sir. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. He carried her over to the car. Then I suppose it was the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden.
Oh, you know, instead of throwing it over the side of the bridge into the river below.
With the strong current that would make sure bodies were never recovered.
Yeah.
He
Fucking
couldn't
amateurs.
He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge.
Because he could just throw it over.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm only supposed to talk about what I saw.
Witnessing such violence must have been difficult.
Yes, sir, I'm still shaken up. Wah.
If he accepts his testimony as it is, we're finished.
Don't say that.
Oh well. Maybe I'll stop off at my favorite cafe on the way home. They make really great mucha latte.
Did you say mucha lattes?
Mucha latte.
It's mocha.
Mocha, fuck off. I don't give a shit about these fucking coffee brands.
I'm just saying, it's a basic coffee term.
Basic coffee. I don't drink coffee.
Neither do I.
I don't pay attention to coffee.
I just know about mochas, cappuccinos, frappuccinos.
All I've heard is cappuccino, and that's it.
We got cappuccinos, frappuccinos, mocha lattes, frosticinos, because those are at Wendy's now. I know a lot of chino stuff.
Fucking annoying. I don't deal with these.
Yeah, I gotta say that sounded really racist when it isn't.
Know a lot of chinos.
I know a lot of chino stuff. It sounds wrong when I don't believe there's any actual context to that.
Yeah, there's really. You can't really even pin that on a specific nationality or race either.
I don't know, it might just because it sounds similar to the slur that we all know and love that Jared uses constantly to describe Neo.
What, chink?
Yes, that one.
Well, that's a basic bitch slur. Who cares? If
That's
it's not the hard R, no one cares. Like, honestly.
I mean, people should give a shit about other slurs. We shouldn't just say, this one is the bad one.
If you're gonna hold one up and hold them, it's one side or the other. There's no half. But no one gives a shit about Zipperhead anymore.
That's because we don't drive over them with tanks anymore.
Yeah, that's because we left fucking Vietnam. That's why no one cares anymore.
Vietnam never really happened. We just wiped that from the books. You see, everyone knows.
I'm pretty sure most people don't even know that Wonder slur.
I mean, it's a type of bread.
It's also what you call white people.
Yes, but nobody uses that term.
The only one people know is Cracker, and some people might know Snowman because it makes sense.
Okay, Snowman. I've never heard anybody use that one before.
You've never heard someone use Snowman as a slur?
No.
Man,
It sounds like something you would specifically use during the winter time.
call Whitey that.
No one knows what race we actually are, so...
Also the time where I used to call the Irish mix.
I'm gonna have to cut out a lot of this. You're just tossing these slurs out left and right.
Oh, you know what started this whole conversation? You correcting me on fucking mocha latte.
Learn your fucking coffees. We won't have this conversation.
Learn your fucking slurs, and you'll know what to...
Look, the trial isn't over yet. We're gonna have to finish this shit.
We have 45 minutes till 1. Man, we wasted a lot of time.
Yeah.
That's what I like to hear. All right, Miss Fey, your cross-examination, if you please.
Contradiction is staring right in your face. Go on the attack.
Okay, so on the statement, I suppose that was the only way he could make sure that the body stayed hidden. You're gonna present Dusky Bridge map. Please present the thing I presented earlier about what would have made sense, please. Please do it.
A killer not wanting his victim to be found? I can understand that. However,
That would gratify me so much.
The idea of moving the body for that purpose is clearly odd. There was a much easier way to make sure the body wasn't found.
Please say it. I need to hear it. What? Well, what is it?
Take another look at the map of the area and you'll see how. There's a river right below the bridge. Earlier, Mr. Edgeworth pointed out something interesting about the river. For those not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered.
Ah.
In a kidnapping case 5 years ago, the victim's body was carried away and never recovered.
Funny how this is the exact same bridge.
If 10 murders were to occur at that same spot above Eagle River, you can bet your boots that every other killer would have tossed that body in the water.
Yeah. Fucking happy that they brought that up, man. That makes me happy. Order, order, order. I'm not sure if I care for the way you put that, Miss Fey. You know, you need to care about something in your life, Judge, alright? But I must admit, it does seem odd not to have thrown the body into that river. I know, right?
Ooh. Ah.
No.
Right in the face.
No! Why? She's too young for facial.
Yeah, I was gonna say right in the back, but I went for face because
that would have been almost as bad, honestly.
I'm keeping that one in.
Yeah. Now, you're gonna need to cut all the stuff that you cut out in this particular session and just put it in like a file somewhere because we need to keep this. Whoa, Mr. Edgeworth.
How sad. Perhaps Miss Fey would do well in taking a dip in the river herself. After all, you claim to be such an expert in the ways of nature.
Is that a roundabout way to telling her to kill herself? What the hell, Edgeworth?
No, I think it's just to tell her. I think it's some way to prove that like the river isn't that bad. What are you talking about? My point is, no matter how odd you may find the killer's method of body disposal, the fact is that what the killer did, none of your arguments have anything to do with what the witness saw.
Quite true, though it's not true. Miss Fey, it seems that your assertion is without merit after all. She's just getting just destroyed in this case right now.
But what the witness claims to have seen is totally ridiculous. Surely you can't deny that the body was found in the trunk of the car.
That's certainly consistent with what the witness has told us.
Please, witness, go on with your testimony. I'll try. All you have to do is tell us what you saw. Tell us only what you saw. Otherwise, the mean lady might yell at you again. We all don't want that to happen. Alright, I'll do my best. Yeah.
Okay, now on the statement, the killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body. And you're gonna present the witness's photo.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember this part. I don't remember saying this.
Yeah, I'm too tired to remember anything right now.
Crime photo?
No, it's the witness's photo.
Witness's photo.
Witness's photo. Objection.
Well, Miss Foster, looks like you might have done it this time. Done what?
Done fucked up is what you done.
You made a crucial mistake.
A crucial mistake? Like what, Miss Fey?
The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body there. You're saying you saw that, right? With your very own eyes? Yes, and? It's simple, Miss Foster. Take a look at the diagram. You claim to have taken photo from that day there. Do you see what I mean? Even if you tried to see the car, this outcropping of rock is directly in the way.
Oh my god.
Eh.
X-ray vision.
That's right, Miss Foster. You ain't seeing shit!
You can't see me!
I admit the diagram shows a large outcropping of rock. However, it isn't so tall that it would stop her from seeing the car.
No, what he really said was, however, there's no proof that outcropping was there at the scene of the crime that day.
It's just, there's a large chunk here of what's there before.
You see, one day a piece of the mountain fell off the top and then rolled down to that specific spot.
That's right. It's not high at all. I was able to see his car just fine.
Lady, you are 4'4" and not tall enough to see that.
I'm so sorry, but that just doesn't wash. I believe it was the witness who presented this as evidence to the court, yes? This location the photo was taken from. Your own photo tells the whole story. You can clearly see the left side of the bridge, but the outcropping you referred to is more like a cliff.
Ah!
Your view should have been cut off by this cliff. But you still claim to have seen the killer's car? Nah.
Order! Order in the court! What is the meaning of all this?
Now, I would like to ask, did you actually say ballyhoo? 'Cause it cut you off.
I said ballyhoo, yes.
Okay, it didn't... Like, for me, you cut off after saying what is the meaning of all this. I want to try and hear you say this.
So I actually did say ballyhoo, which I'm sorry it cut off. The fuck's a ballyhoo?
I don't know, I think it's something Canadians say.
The fucking weirdos, what they... Why did we let them be our hat?
Because we didn't conquer them. Like the rest.
We should have got them back for burning down our White House. At some point, why didn't we?
Well, you see, all this other war started popping up, crazy shit started happening. We had to team up with them.
We had some downtime before, you know, it was only not the only important war that came from Mexico.
Yeah, we were busy taking Mexico City.
After that, it was the fucking Civil War.
Yeah. Your Honor, don't jump to any hasty conclusions. The fact the escapee fled in a stolen car was reported on the news. After witnessing a murder, I'm sure you can appreciate that the witness was very upset.
Why would I appreciate an upset witness? You're a sick fuck, you know that? Get him out of here. Put him in jail.
She must have heard about the stolen car and convinced herself that she saw it. But she was repeatedly warned before starting her testimony.
I mean, you were, but not her, really.
She was told to testify only about what she saw with her own eyes.
Oh.
Mr. Judge?
What is it?
I think I must have remembered things wrong. Hey, wait a minute, you can't just say that. Miss Fey, no one on the face of the planet is perfect.
It's funny coming from you, asshole. Yes, indeed. Quite true. You know what they say? Oh, I can't wait to hear what they say. To err is human, to forgive divine. No? No one says that anymore, you Bible thumper. I'm inclined to give the benefit of the doubt to our witness here.
You've been giving her too much benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, you creeper bastard.
This is not a fair trial at all.
Save the tears for later, kitten.
Mr. Armando, you're not helping.
Don't look back until the trial is over. Now is the time to go forward.
You're giving us this wisdom shit. You aren't doing anything to help. It's not even close to a fair trial here. I mean, we should call this trial.
Okay, kid. You need to relax. Then you need to remember. The other kitten's testimony.
Full of holes.
So tell me, how did she know that?
She killed her and hid the body.
Night, Jacob. I love you.
Night. Love you too.
How did she know that he broke into the trunk?
Ah.
Well, Miss Foster, until you can explain how you knew that, you're gonna have a lot of very suspicious people on this side of the courtroom. Well, witness?
Oh, I'm certain he broke into the trunk. Because there were marks left on the trunk lid. I'm certain they were scratch marks from when he broke into it. Wait, how do you know that?
Yeah, but that's not what you saw, like, clearly. What? Let me see that photo. It's true. These certainly look like scratch marks around the keyhole.
Now, I gotta ask, do they look like actual scratch marks to you? Because those look like straight up cracked. Like, somebody just jammed like a screwdriver in there and just started whacking away into the keyhole to get it open.
I mean, either way, that proves your point a little bit.
I mean, if they're actual cracked, that puts that whole scratch thing to shame.
Man, I had to act it out, man, you know. It's obvious that this trunk has been broken open. Well, Miss Fey, are you satisfied?
Nope.
And the answer is it doesn't work. It just doesn't work.
Melissa Foster, it looks like you finally betrayed yourself. What? You said you were on a field taking photos of wildflowers. But even so, you knew about the scratches. The question is, when? When did you get the chance to see those scratches? Finally got her.
I'm getting pretty tired of waiting over here.
Then perhaps it would be faster if Miss Fey explained it herself. Your Honor, there's only one possible explanation. The reason the witness had those scratch marks was...
She put it in herself.
The only way the witness could have had a chance to see those scratches,
Yes, what is it?
naturally, when she opened the trunk and stuffed the corpse in herself. The fuck is this? The person who really hid that body in the trunk of that car was... Melissa Foster! It was you who did it, wasn't it? That's ridiculous. I could never. It was the man in the prison garb. He's the one that... I don't think so, Miss Foster. Mr. Fawles had been the one to put the corpse in that trunk. He would have simply used a car key. There was no need to break it open. But he stole the car. He stole the car from a couple who had been waiting at a red light. Which means the key would have been in the ignition. Oh, I see.
I mean, plus the guy clearly doesn't look like the type to hotwire a car, let's be...
Thank you for telling us about those scratches, Miss Foster, the ones you made. Without that, we would have never uncovered the truth. It couldn't have been Mr. Fawles that put the body in the trunk. Preposterous! To even suggest the witness put the body in there. If that were true, then how do you explain the photo she took? The corpse would have been put in the trunk when the incident occurred. We already know that at the time, she was taking photographs. On the contrary, I'm not so certain about that anymore, Mr. Edgeworth. There's no need to think too deeply about it. What I'm saying is that the shutter for this may not...
Camera!
Oh yeah, the timer. Let's take another look at the camera and see what features it has, shall we? It has a timer built into it, even a mini tripod. It's so cute on a mini tripod. Why, it's almost as she brought the camera just to take this picture. What are you trying to say then, Miss Fey? That when the crime occurred, Miss Foster wasn't in the field as she claimed? Well, if she really did use the camera's auto timer, then the answer is yes, she was somewhere else. Exactly, she was not in the field.
Will the defense please explain further? Listen, this is a crucial point. Where was Miss Foster when the incident occurred? In answering that question, we'll also make clear about Miss Foster's true identity.
Now, I gotta just state that I feel like this case and case 1 really should have swapped places. So we are proving Miss Foster's true identity.
Yeah, well then, please answer this question. Where was Melissa Foster when the incident on the bridge occurred? The Blue V.
Naturally,
Using that,
the
use
witness
that word again.
was right there.
But that's where the victim, Miss Hawthorne, was standing.
Ah, but you see, it's bullshit.
You see, a Hawthorne was standing there, just not the one you think. Order, order, order. Miss Fey, what on earth?
Your Honor, if I may. After parting with the victim on the bridge, the defendant fled by car. But this would mean there was no time to put the victim in the trunk. In other words, if someone put the body in the trunk, it could only have been before the defendant met the victim. How asinine. Of course Mr. Fawles met with the victim. The only person who with the opportunity to put the victim in the trunk is the same man that killed her, Terry. You still don't understand, do you, Mr. Edgeworth? By the time the witness's photo was taken, the victim was already dead. The person in this photo was not Valerie Hawthorne. I've never heard anything more ridiculous in my entire life. Who exactly is the victim in this photo? It's obvious, isn't it? It's your own witness, damn it!
What?
It's the only possible explanation. That woman with Mr. Fawles met on the bridge that day was not Valerie Hawthorne at all. You've all been led on a ruse. It was you, Melissa Foster. Me? Let's remember that it was raining and foggy on the mountain that day. Mr. Fawles himself believed the woman in front of him was Valerie Hawthorne. But the defendant knew Valerie Hawthorne very well. After all, she was the woman whose testimony helped get him convicted. But since then, my client has spent 5 years in a federal penitentiary. He couldn't remember exactly what she looked like anymore. You're just making up as you go along. Where's your proof?
And it's the scarf.
Mr. Fawles had forgotten the victim's face. That's why he needed some piece of identification. Namely, this muddy scarf. Yeah. It was Mr. Fawles who requested that she wear this scarf to identify herself. That's already proven by the note the victim left. In other words, as long as you were wearing a scarf like he asked, anyone could have pretended to be Valerie Hawthorne. Well, what do you have to say for yourself, Melissa Foster?
And she faints.
She did.
Where's Miss Foster?
She's collecting herself in the lobby. It's obvious that Melissa Foster did it. She hid the body in the trunk and disguised herself as the victim. She set up the camera to snap a fake photo of them together.
The only question is, why did she do it?
Well, isn't it obvious? She's the real culprit.
Huh. Well, We'll have to wait for Miss Foster to compose herself before we can start again.
What the We've just proven it was her, though. There's no reason to wait for her to compose herself. Arrest her. Throw her in prison already.
Till then, it's cause and recess.
It's bullshit.
The defense and the prosecution are both to wait in their respective lobbies.
Fine. Understood.
You see, we have to expand this for another half trial.
But it's complete bullshit.
Listen, if this case went well, we wouldn't have a third game now, would we?
We would.
Hell, this case went well, we probably wouldn't have had a series.
Possibly, but seriously, like, it should not have been this obvious.
All we have is just 3 more testimonies, and one of them is very short.
Mr. Fawzi.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm still doing this. I want to say thanks. You're really good. You really hooked me up.
Thanks, we're almost there. Once I prove that she committed the crime.
Yeah, but there's one more big obstacle we gotta get past.
Obstacle?
Yeah, motive. Why would Melissa Foster kill that policewoman anyway?
Motive. Something that we do definitely need.
Anyway, we're still badly in need of information.
Information. Technology.
What we need the most is info about this Melissa Foster herself. All we know is that she's a student studying literature.
True.
And one more thing.
What is that?
Well, the incident that happened 5 years ago, of course. The kidnapping murder case that Zebra Boy is on death row. I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody.
That's wrong. False. In that case, tell us more about it. About what happened 5 years ago.
Okay, I can trust you.
God, it feels like that whole crazy prisoner thing was like just an act, and you just go super serious right here as like a normal person.
That day, 5 years ago, I dream of it every day.
You should not word it as dream.
I fantasize of it every day.
That's only worse.
My first murder. This picture, it reminds me of everything. Bridge looks same. I'm starting to think he lost most of his English. Just him saying bridge looks same. No, it's broken English, but just like then, 5 years ago. Like it could fall apart any minute.
So it's been broken like that for at least 5 years.
Huh. Sorry, buddy. But you sound like the one that could fall apart any. Rude. It's true. I did kidnap her. 5 years ago. I kidnapped my girlfriend, Dahilia Hawthorne.
Is this man fucking with me right now?
No, he's not fucking with you, no.
Your girlfriend?
Hey, hold on there. Did you say Hawthorne?
Like, the Hawthorne we're dealing with? last name.
Yep. Dahilia Hawthorne. Valerie's little sister.
Now, I want to know, how the fuck did that kind of coincidence happen?
Well, I'm sure he'll explain.
Let her go. Come closer and I'll kill her. You're not gonna get the chance, because I'm gonna shoot her first.
My kill.
Detective back then was Valerie Hawthorne. First I thought shooting someone was for kidnapping, was crossing the line. But
Bitch, I would have shot the fucker.
if it was to protect her little sister, I can understand why she did it.
Wrong. No, protect sister. Valerie, betray me. Betray us. Yeah,
What do you mean
great.
she betrayed you?
Everything. All lies. All make-believe. Kidnapping, too.
Make-believe kidnapping.
Oh, God, no. I can't. I just can't.
Let's do a quick age check on this guy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 25. Which 5 years ago... Was it 5 years ago? Yeah, 5 years ago would mean it'd be 20. Now quickly go over to... No, yeah. No. To her, minus that by 5. And you see why that's a problem to me.
Yeah.
So forgive me if I don't want to say my fucking teen angel. Yeah. She agrees. I do anything she says. Anything Dahlia says.
Anything? Hold on a minute. The kidnapping was planned by...
Yeah, me and Dahlia. And Valerie, too.
Wait, Valerie was in on it?
Dahlia's family's rich. Jewelry business. We get one jewel. That's what we thought. Me and Dahlia wrote the kidnap note that we sent to her dad. Asked for $2 million. For $2 million diamond. Tell him make the exchange on Dusky Bridge. We tell him Valerie make the transfer because she knew detective.
Oh shit, that's where everything goes wrong.
Having a police detective in your pocket is always a useful thing. In the end, you're planning on splitting the 2 million 3 ways, huh?
Well, I guess that's one way to do it.
Yeah, but that woman... That woman, Valerie, she do it for real. She shoot at me for real. Me and Dahlia. She dead. I was shot in the arm. Dahlia, she jumped in the river.
Jump? You didn't mean she jumped on purpose, do you?
I couldn't do it. I could never push her. Anyway, I blacked out. Woke up, police all over. And that's when they decided to give you the death sentence.
Damn.
Couldn't believe it. That woman. She betrayed me.
That man, Terry Fawles, he killed her. He threw her off the bridge. Yeah. He threw my beloved sister into the rolling river 40 feet below. Yeah.
These 5 years. All I wonder is why. Why? Why did she lie? That's all I wanted to know. Well, clearly, she wanted that $2 million diamond.
Yeah, she was gonna probably come up with some bullshit story.
Yeah, take the money for herself and run. I mean, not surprising. So that's why you called her. You wanted to hear the truth from Valerie yourself. Yes, but I forgot what she looked like. So I told her to wear a scarf. I don't want to hurt her. Just ask why. Why did you lie? Why did you betray me? I just want to hear the answers come from her mouth, that's all.
So that's why you made a crazy escape.
There's one thing, Zebra Boy. My senses are tingling all over. Tell me, Miss Fawles, where is it?
Where's what?
Come on now, kitten. The ransom. The $2 million diamond. Remember that now? Did you give it back to Pops? Did the police take it? I don't know.
You don't know.
No, really, I don't know. It's gone. But Dahlia.
Dahilia. She took it with her over the bridge. We have to go find her
Right.
body.
Yeah, I see. She, when she jumped, she took the diamond with her. That day, on the bridge. Dahlia put it in backpack. She did! Gonna say that every time this thing pops up, literally. It's just, whenever she jumps, I'm just gonna say, she did. Now I'm gone. With Dahlia. Gone. Forever.
Into Eagle River.
That was my line. And you talked over it.
To Eagle River. It disappeared with Dahilia. Wait. You can come back in now. We're about ready to go.
Was that fucking Meekin's dad or something? What the?
Yes, it was Meekin's father. Perfect. Just one more question. When you said with Dahilia, you mean the diamond is still missing? Along with the body of Dahilia Hawthorne?
Never found her. Not saying that.
They never found her.
Swallowed by river. Gone. Nope. Definitely not saying that. Teen Angel? How old was she anyway? Just 14.
Shit, boy. Sounds like
This
some
is the
discrepancies.
part where Godot takes Mia up by the shoulder and is like, "Yeah, no kidding, I should probably drop this case and let this fucker die in prison."
I guess you were robbing cradles before diamonds.
Seriously though, like, and if this was be like, "No, you are a pedophile. You can get shot in a firing line. Fuck you," regardless of your innocence. She plans on a fake kidnapping and disappears into a river with a rock 2 mil. Man, oh man, angels these days.
Now I'm trying to come up with an actual insult for this guy, because motherfucker just seems too underspoken for this man. Fawles takes the fall. Get the one-way ticket to death row. And Dahilia Hawthorne? An angel? Or is she really a...
It's time, kitten. Looks like we have a few more aces up our sleeves now.
Then what the fuck cuts me off? You bet. Wait, why does that get added to the court record?
The training wheels come up now, Mia. You got to strike while the iron is still hot. It's one of my rules. Remember it.
Now, if you don't realize this is Godot already, then this is just nailing it in. Like,
Oh yeah, because I mean the coffee, the whole philosophy bullshit, the rules, and the fact that we've been calling him Godot for the past hour.
I'm just saying, we realized it, but Capcom was really just nailing you over the head with the fact that this is earlier Godot.
Just with a different fucking like the only one that doesn't have like a different like in these before times, the only one that doesn't have a different costume is Mia.
Well, I mean, there was Grossberg, but he doesn't really even count.
I mean, he had the red suit instead of the fucking browns, but whatever. Now then, let's continue with the trial of Mr. Terry Fawles. Witness, you feeling better?
Ugh. Yes, Your Honor. I'll try my best.
Who let the hoser flies back in? You're a brave young lady.
Not this shit again. I can understand a defense lawyer wanting to get a client off the hook. However, trying to pin a crime on an innocent student is... What are you talking about? My witness is not the person on trial here. She's an innocent bystander who witnessed a violent crime. That's all.
Bullshit!
What possible reason would a girl like this have for murdering a policewoman?
Money. Certainly hard to imagine this woman as a murderer.
Motive. Figured that's what I had to establish.
Well, Miss Fey, do you have any evidence as a what the fuck? Fuck, yeah, just skip it, please. Move on.
Of course I do. Maybe. I think.
You're still acting as tame as a kitten.
Want some mittens for those kittens? Armando, you need to get the shit slapped out of you with a glove.
Listen, a lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets.
I'm pretty sure that's a hero.
And this is where Mia learned that lesson and just kept fucking hammering that in to Phoenix Wright even after her death.
Yep.
Smiling on the outside while your guts are twisted in knots is the mark of a pro.
Maybe so. But I wish you'd quit grinning at me like that. Excuse me. May I speak, Mr. Judge?
Of course, Mr. Judge is ready anytime you like. Please don't say that.
No, please. I also beg of you, do not call yourself Mr. Judge. I'd like to say something. Some people here are suspicious of me, right? That's why I at least wanted you, Mr. Judge, to know that it's not true.
I see. You're such an honest and upstanding young lady. Looks like this witness is a real professional.
What do you mean?
What the fuck was that?
I have some shit stuck in my throat.
Okay. Fucking Mia had a fucking growth spurt right there. Jesus. Look at that 100 watts.
100-watt smile.
Just when things are darkest for her, click. She lightens right up. Very well then, let's hear what the witness has to say. Finally to the fucking testimony. Jesus Christ, let's get this move on.
I was out of the country until the year before. The fuck is this wording?
The year before last. Jesus Christ, just say last year.
Until I entered college, I had never been to Eagle Mountain before. I certainly don't have any reason for wanting to hurt a police officer.
Okay, I know this is America, but we don't literally name after fucking eagles, alright? I know we have the bald eagle, but come on.
Holding a grudge and killing an officer who testified against you 5 years ago? Or kidnapping a poor girl? I just think the defendant is a terrible, horrible monster. Yeah.
I mean, he is a pedophile, so you're not wrong. He is a monster. Out of the country, eh?
Precisely.
Reminds me of the good old days with my homeland with full of maple leaves and maple syrup and hockey.
Furthermore, she has no possible motive for committing murder.
Indeed. You're up to bat, kitten. Sharpen those claws and put on your best smile.
Now, in a real courtroom here, we would need to stop the trial. Because we got shit to expose.
Yeah. Like, we need to reopen a trial from 5 years ago.
We need to expose who this person truly is to the courtroom, because what they're doing right now, I'm pretty sure there are high-level laws against what we're doing, trying to prevent shit like this.
Okay, first thing you're gonna do. You're gonna press her on the statement holding a grudge and killing an officer testified against you 5 years ago.
A grudge. Well, the policewoman's testimony was crucial, wasn't it? Crucial in getting the defendant sentenced to death.
I mean, no one told you that, so how would you know that? Fucking found you out immediately. Take her away.
Yes, and that's precisely why he harbored such deep anger against her. So much anger that he forgot his own guilt.
I mean, how would you know that? No one told you. Take him away too.
My client has always maintained that he's innocent of those charges. He seems rather forgetful. Your client, I mean.
I see the bitchiness is coming out now.
Not only did he forget what he did, he forgot about the poor policewoman as well. So what do you mean by that? Bitch. Your client, he forgot what a detective looked like, right? It's too bad for her that he didn't forget about her testimony as well.
Press harder.
You said he forgot what a detective looked like. What do you mean? We couldn't tell who it was without some sort of identification, right? Quite right. That is why the victim was wearing a scarf as identification. Why, if I had been wearing a white scarf that day, he probably would have tried to kill me too. Wee!
That's true. He's clearly a bitter man.
Falls' reputation just keeps getting worse and worse.
Pedophile, there's no saving him. Have it added to the testimony.
What the witness said just now was tremendously important. I'd like it added to the official testimony. The prosecution has no objection. After all, the defendant is a killer and a mentally unbalanced one at that. The testimony only helps further prove that point. That's not why I...
Enough. Witness, if you would.
My pleasure, Mr. Judge. La la.
On this statement, you're gonna present the scarf. Guess what, bitch? This is blue, not white.
Witness, I want you to look at this photo you took. It's hard to see in this photo. But look at the scarf the victim wore as identification.
Jesus Christ, right? I'm a judge. Okay. You were talking about the scarf right here, eh?
Yes, that's it. That's the scarf the policewoman was wearing. Got you now. That's strange. In your testimony, you stated the following. I'm guessing I wasn't wearing a... I'm guessing I'm lucky I wasn't wearing a white scarf.
White.
The scarf you identified as belonging to the victim certainly doesn't look white to me. Ew.
Yeah, no one told you that he asked for a white scarf, so, you know.
It was foggy that day and it was raining as well. It's not surprised she mistook it for white. But not this time. The witness just confirmed this was the victim's scarf.
Yes, but what's the significance? It's true that the scarf doesn't look white, but...
There's only one explanation to this mix-up. The reason she followed...
The victim's note.
It's this shitty piece of paper. Witness, have you ever seen this note? No, never.
Stop secret evidence. There's no reason you would have it.
I wonder about that. What do you mean? This note shows Mr. Fawles' instruction to the victim regarding their meeting. It says, wear a white scarf for identification. White scarf. Gah! Witness, you knew what this note said. It's because you knew you had slipped up, mistakenly said white scarf. Well, Miss Foster? Or should I say, Miss Hawthorne? Dahilia Hawthorne?
Order. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm waiting for an explanation.
I'm quite sure this note wasn't leaked to the public. And yet this witness knew exactly what the note said. So you got some explaining to do, motherfucker. At the time of the murder, the number of people that knew were quite limited. Terry, the one who wrote the note, Valerie Hawthorne, is another. And finally, one more person.
Did you say one more person? That's right. A person that no one would have ever expected.
The dead one.
Have you figured it out, kid?
Yep.
Dahilia Hawthorne.
That person is Dahilia Hawthorne.
Dahilia Hawthorne? Never heard that name before.
Bullshit. Look at the victim's note, and this is what it says. Talk to Dahilia. Tell her this time. There is her name right there.
What's this? So who is this person, this Dahilia Hawthorne?
Miss Fey must be desperate. She's trying to bring the dead back to life.
The dead?
Dahilia Hawthorne was the victim's deceased younger sister. She was killed on a crime 5 years ago.
Killed in a crime? You don't mean...
Yes, she was kidnapped and killed by Terry Fawles. You said she was killed, but was she really? What are you implying? Of course, people thought that she had died 5 years ago, when she fell off the Dusky Bridge and was lost in the Eagle River. However, her corpse was never found.
Well, I love how he just keeps on slamming the table. They're like, no, you're wrong.
You're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. She was declared legally dead 5 years ago. As far as the law is concerned, Dahilia Hawthorne is officially dead. But the fact remains her body was never found. Dahilia Hawthorne was only 14 years old 5 years ago. If she were still alive, she would be 19 now. Melissa Foster, I believe that's the same age you are. Ah. Even you couldn't. Miss Fey, you're not saying. But I am. Precisely what I'm saying. This witness before us is the girl that was kidnapped and killed 5 years ago. The girl is in fact Miss Dahilia Hawthorne.
What? Huh. Nice work. That was like a grenade into tossing a grenade into a fire. But unless you can tie up all the loose ends together, you're nothing but a hit and run arsonist.
I understand, kinda.
Do you? Because not even I know that what I was.
If I can expose her true nature, I can hold this whole case on its head. Now's my chance to make Mr. Edgeworth squirm.
The
man's trying to turn himself into a microwave. Stop him!
Witness? Just who are you, anyways?
I didn't think it'd come to this. That's enough. You don't get to say any more, witness. Yes, I understand.
What? Mr. Edgeworth, explain yourself.
Your Honor, I have an admission to make. Honestly, never thought the defense would pursue this matter this far.
You don't mean...
Yes, the prosecution's office isn't filled with fools, you know? Naturally, we conduct full background checks on our witnesses. What'd he say?
No, buddy, if you knew about this, you're going to prison.
Legally hiding this person's real identity to a court is
This
actually
is-
part of the crime.
This is real perjury.
Yeah.
Looks like the kid knew. Yet the plot demands he doesn't go to prison. He knew a true identity from the get-go.
Wait, but why then?
If you hadn't revealed their secret, He wasn't gonna say anything about it. All he wanted was her testimony, so we made a little trade.
Let me introduce you to the victim's younger sister, Miss Dahilia Hawthorne.
But I thought she died 5 years ago.
We thought so as well, but well, as you can see, why did she hide her identity for 5 years? That has nothing to do with the current case, so fuck off.
I don't have to explain anything to you.
She was merely the accidental witness to a crime. Accidental? I don't believe that for a minute. For the last 5 years she's been playing the role of victim. Now we find her acting suspiciously at the scene of another murder. Really, Miss Fey, I must say your strategy is painfully obvious. You're trying to pin your client's crime on an innocent witness in order to win. At any cost. How dare you? Being a little bitch. Please, let's take a moment to think.
4 years from now, I'm gonna have a protege and he's your ass.
5 years ago, this girl was kidnapped and nearly killed. But even worse than that, 5 years later, Dahilia Hawthorne lost something much more precious. Her big sister. Miss Fey must be insane to suggest that she murdered her. What?
I'm inclined to agree with the prosecutor's logic.
Cause he's paying you off. How much is he paying you?
You still, I mean, Red White still hasn't been imprisoned yet. Is he on this? Miss Fey, do you have any evidence to back up your assertion? What possible reason would this witness have for killing her beloved sister?
Well, you see.
You see, if anyone who starts with "well, you see" in their sentences, they got. I think you need a little push in the right direction.
Well.
The defense is prepared to present evidence supporting.
That wasn't me. It was this guy, the crazy coffee addict. I think we've had enough empty threats from you, old man.
What makes you think they're empty, boy?
Cause your protege looks like she's sweating bullets. I am sweating bullets. Bullets that'll pierce your heart.
You think you're in a tough spot, huh?
Of course, aren't I?
No. You just arrive at the moment of truth, that's all. Whether you win or lose, that's up to you.
Up to me. The rashness of youth. How charming.
You are younger! Now then, let's not waste any more time. Miss Fey? What motive would the witness have for murdering her own Valerie Hawthorne? You will be presenting the victim's note. Again.
Really? The note?
Or wait, yes, we're writing the note. We're waiting on the diamond. That's for later. Game padding, remember.
Story starts after Terry escaped. He called Valerie and told her he wanted to meet. This is the note she left. Talk to Dahilia. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. cat. I swear to God, you better not be trying to speed this up. Valerie Hawthorne gave Dahilia a warning. She told her she was going to reveal to the world the whole truth.
The whole truth? Nothing but the truth.
There was a dangerously important secret between Valerie and Dahilia. The reason Dahilia felt she had to kill Valerie. To keep her mouth shut permanently. Terrific story, Miss Fey. If you like fiction, that is. Enlighten the court, Miss Fey. What was the secret that was so important? Where's your evidence?
Dahilia and Valerie Hawthorne and Terry Fawles. There's only one important secret that connects them all.
Ah, yes, I know the secret. Your Honor, the defense would like to request further testimony.
What testimony?
Regarding the kidnapping 5 years ago, we believe it'll explain a lot more, such as the nature of this important secret between the Hawthorne sisters.
Very well. I will grant your request for further testimony. I know it'll be painful for you, but can you enlighten us once more? No.
I believe the motherfucker's Canadian. I'll try, Mr. Judge.
You're too young to be a slut, woman. Then again, she's 19, really. But still.
Be the last time you hide behind your womanly wails. "5 years ago, I was kidnapped by Mr. Fawles. The ransom price was a raw diamond. My sister Valerie brought it to the bridge. After she made the exchange, she shot Mr. Fawles in the arm.
She dead.
That was when Mr. Fawles tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind. Yeah. I survived, but I was afraid I might be kidnapped again for my family's money. So I decided to change my identity and start a new life.
It's kind of a lot to think about for, a 14-year-old. Shit,
The kidnapping left her emotionally scarred. My sister's help, she left the Hawthorne family and started all over again. Which, at the age of 14, is pretty damn tough. We're to believe that she murdered her sister? Preposterous.
Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Miss Fey.
Yes, Your Honor. Got to change voice.
As you've heard, the witness is still traumatized from the kidnapping. I'll ask you again to be extremely gentle with your cross-examination.
Fuck you, I'm not being gentle.
If we're not allowed to fight, then let's just twist some arms. Listen up. We still got that info. That ace up our sleeve.
What extra info?
Come on, kitten. Don't say you've forgotten already. The fact that the kidnapping 5 years ago was staged.
It was a fake kidnapping.
I wonder when he got those barbed wire tattoos on his face.
Probably got him in prison.
Then again, those might not even be tattoos.
They're marks from it when he got his face shoved in the barbed wire.
Yeah, probably.
Answer secret.
Okay, now on this, you're going to present the Dusky Bridge map on the. Tried to kill me by shoving me the bridge from behind. Dusky Bridge.
You say Mr. Fawles pushed you into the Eagle River. However, that's hard to believe. But it's true. I felt a push on my back. I'm certain of it. It was Mr. Fawles.
So you're telling me you know the difference between hands being pushed upon you?
I'm sorry. I guess I wasn't clear enough. I shouldn't have said it was hard to believe. I should have said, that's impossible. Impossible? I ask the court recall the condition of Dusky Bridge now and 5 years ago.
Well then.
The bridge hasn't changed one bit in these last 5 years. If someone pushed you from behind as you claimed, instead of being carried away by the river,
then she really would be dead.
you would have smashed it by the bedrock below. You would have been fucking smashed. A most certain death. Do you understand now, Dahilia Hawthorne? The very notion that my client pushed you from behind is impossible.
Well.
Your Honor, this event occurred 5 years ago. Why, for all we know, the water level may have been even higher back then.
It's a river, not a fucking coast.
That's 40 feet from the bridge to the river. A small change in water level wouldn't have made a difference. Gah.
Yeah, that too. You're right. If the events occurred just as the witness has testified, then the defendant couldn't have pushed the witness into the river. Young lady, what is the meaning of this?
Yeah, you see, Just a moment, Your Honor. It's true that the witness testified that the defendant pushed her into the river. However, she never stated she fell from the back end of the bridge. What do you mean? To being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Fawles panicked. Therefore, he could have unwillingly pushed her off the side of the bridge.
If that's true, she would have fallen into the river.
Barely.
Yeah, again, she probably would have hit like the bed of the river still. Well, Miss Hawthorne, is Mr. Edgeworth's explanation correct? Well, I mean, if you're gonna ask her,
Don't ask her.
Yes. Dumb fuck.
Now that you've mentioned it, I do remember now when I fell off the bridge.
Yeah, so conveniently remember.
My skirt got caught on one of the bridge's side wires.
Ew.
Can't be serious.
Fucking lewd, what the hell? Order. Order in the court.
It seems Miss Fey's assault has finally reached its conclusion. No time for retreat. Unfortunately for you, this is just the start of the assault. What? With your reasoning went something like this. After being shot in the arm, it's plausible that he panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side. However, once again, I'm forced to say, impossible. Ridiculous. What about it? What's so impossible about it?
You're going to present the witness's photo. Witness's photo.
Trying to remember where it is. There's 3 different photos in here. It's hard to remember which one it is. All the answers are right here in this photo. Look at the wires supporting both sides of the bridge. They extend up to about 5 feet off the ground. It would be impossible to push someone off from there. Nah. But let's remember the size and strength of the defendant. Wires look like they wouldn't have been a problem for him. He could have easily picked up a 14-year-old girl and thrown her over.
You mean after being shot?
So young and already so forgetful, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Fawles had been shot in the right arm.
Oh.
And more importantly, Valerie Hawthorne had her gun trained on him at point-blank range. Ugh. So, Mr. Fawles throwing witness off the bridge? That's impossible.
Order! What is the meaning of this?
Dahilia Hawthorne, you jumped in the Eagle River intentionally.
What? What? Was that the tiger sound?
What's the fucking tiger roar? What the hell?
Yo, Furio Tigre, you in here?
Tigre's just sitting up in the stands.
Like, what the fuck is going on?
Indeed. What do you mean by such a ridiculous remark? Yes, it's ridiculous. My sister was there to help me. She had her gun and handcuffs. She would have saved me. Jumping in a raging river like that would have been suicide.
Yeah, you're here.
Perhaps, but still, that's exactly what you did. You're probably confident you could handle the swift current. Even more so, the witness had so much of a more compelling reason for jumping into the river. Oh, so what was it? What was so important she'd want to jump into the river? The witness is still alive, which this fact alone explains everything. This is why she risked her life by jumping into the rapids of the river.
The diamond!
5 years ago. Something else disappeared along with Dahilia that day. An item Valerie brought up the mountain with her. The $2 million diamond. No, it can't be. Yes, Dahilia had planned it from the beginning. The $2 million, she was going to keep it all for herself. She forced Mr. Fawles to help by faking the kidnapping.
Shay down.
At the last minute, she betrayed him and threw herself into the river. With the ransom tucked away safely in her backpack. Now that's simply ridiculous.
Order!
Now, 5 years ago, the witness was only 14 years old. You really think a 14-year-old is capable of such a demonic plan? This woman is a demon. There was one more person who helped make that demon out of her.
She's a goddamn demon.
Her sister. I was about to say her demon, Valerie Hawthorne.
They're all demons. You mean the victim was involved in the kidnapping?
But she was a detective then. You're saying she participated in her sister's kidnapping? Precisely. It would have weighed heavily on her conscience for the past 5 years. The sole reason behind the victim's murder.
What do you mean by that?
On the day of the murder, after receiving a phone call from Mr. Fawles, Valerie called her sister, Dahilia, and she told her what she was planning to do.
planning to do?
She was going to tell the whole truth, as she wrote in her notes. That is what sealed Valerie Hawthorne's fate. That is when you hatch your demonic plan to kill two birds with one stone. A plan that would ensure neither of your accomplices of your kidnapping would talk. And that is why you killed your sister, Valerie Hawthorne. Hehe.
Who is that laughing at a time like this?
Forgive me, it's just hilarious.
Witness? Is that you?
You amuse me, woman. Miss Mia Fey. You can certainly weave an exciting tale, naturally. You have any evidence to back this up? You have the evidence to back this up, don't you? Evidence that I planned a kidnapping, of course. At 14, I plotted it with Mr. Fawles and my sister. And one more thing. What happened to the $2 million diamond? If you can't provide evidence to at least show that.
Well,
I don't know. What a joke. You, Miss Fey. Are you stupid or something? I swear I will snap her fucking neck. A fake kidnapping that happened 5 years ago. I'm going to have decisive proof of Valerie Hawthorne's murder.
well, it seems that we've come to the end. To be honest, the witness's behavior does raise certain suspicions. However, I'm forced to reject the assertions made by the defense yet again, tonight, for the 1000th time.
Of course you are. Really over? Made a fool of me and there's nothing I can do about it.
Without evidence the trial is over? Who decided that?
Mr. Armando.
Come on now, kitten. Haven't you figured out that you can make your own rules? For example, even if there's no evidence, there's still testimony.
Testimony?
On the day in question, Dahilia Hawthorne murdered. She hid her body in the trunk of Mr. Fawles' stolen car and then went to meet with him. Disguised as her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. That's what you think, right?
Yep, that's right.
In that case, there's only one answer, right? There's only one person who can testify about Valerie Hawthorne's murder.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, I don't even need to tell you who it is, do I? Yep.
Defense wishes to call a new witness.
This fucking pedo bastard. A new witness.
I'd like to hear from the testimony of Terry, the defendant. There's only one other person that can shed light on this situation. The one person who knows what Dahlia's role in the kidnapping was. The one person who can say whether or not this is a photo of Valerie, or whether it was in fact her younger sister in disguise as her. The only person who can solve the riddle once and for all, and that person is Terry. Fucking Terry.
Fucking Terry Fawles. Out of all the defendants we've ever had, probably the worst one.
Why not? The prosecution has no objection.
Also, keep in mind, I did notice how you skipped one of my lines.
At this point, I'm just kind of speeding for the case.
Yeah, I know. Very well. Bailiff, bring the defendant to the witness stand.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking managed to get a fucking single trial long thing to be about 2 fucking hours.
Yep. You're all I have left.
Thankfully, it's only one testimony, and it's you literally. So at least it's that. Defendant, you've heard everything that's been said. I don't believe it. No way. Dahlia died 5 years ago. Valerie betrayed me.
Mr. Fawles, I don't know what she said to you 5 years ago, but one thing is clear. Dahilia is very much alive. And you were used for $2 million.
That's not true. Mr. Fawles, there's only one question I want you to answer. 2 days ago, on Dusky Bridge, who did you meet? Was it Valerie Hawthorne, or was it Dahilia Hawthorne? Dahilia, did you betray me? 5 years ago, she promised. Never ever betray each other.
Terry.
Dahilia? It's true. You're alive.
You don't trust me anymore? That makes me sad.
Tell the truth. The real truth. I believed in you.
I shouldn't need to say it. You should already know. But there is one thing that I will say. My life is in your hands right now, Terry. Christ.
That's not a good sign. Dahilia, that's a red flag. I will allow Mr. Fawles to testify once and only once. Well then, Mr. Fawles, yours will be the final testimony in this trial. Witness? Jesus! Sorry. Apologize. Water. Please. Water. Can't talk. Need water. Fucking thirsty. Well. Guess it'll have to be my coffee instead. At least it'll match the way he's probably feeling right now. Darker and bitterer than hell itself. Once again, putting in the fact that it's Godot. That day, 4 p.m., I stopped the car. I was in front of the bridge. She wasn't there, so I waited on the bridge. I watched my car from the bridge. Never put no body in that car. Finally, one woman came. She stood in front of me. We talked. Then she left. That was Valerie, not Dahilia.
You asshole. Mr. Fawles, you're covering for her. You think she would do the same for you? That's enough, Miss Fey. His last statement was a fitting way to end the final testimony of this trial.
Well then, Miss Fey, please proceed with your cross-examination.
Is this how you want it to end, Mr. Fawles? Another guilty verdict to go along with your death sentence?
There's only one person who can stop it. You, kitten. I think. Now, the one and only thing you have to statement, she wasn't there, so I waited on the bridge to present the witness's photo. And now we are in visual novel.
So when you got to the bridge, no one had arrived. So you waited. Sure.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You're sure, huh? Well, I'm sure too, Mr. Fawles. I'm sure that you're lying. Oh, I would love to hear your rationale on this, Miss Fey. You want to know who arrived at that bridge first? Just look at the photo. It's perfectly clear. Obviously, the person that came first would be the one at the end of the bridge, right? But that's the victim at the end of the bridge. Precisely my point. In other words, Mr. Fawles, you must have arrived at the bridge after she did.
Yeah, not many words.
Mr. Fawles, don't get so worked up. We just want the truth.
Got there around 4 o'clock. It's true. I had somewhere to go. Special place. Did you go to the special place before you went to the bridge? Yeah. An old temple about 15 minutes from the bridge.
What?
5 years ago, me and Dahilia, we promised each other. We swore we wouldn't betray each other. She brought a memento to represent our love.
Your memento.
5 years ago, I hid it under the base of the tree there. It's a special memory for me. This is it. This is what I went to get. This little bottle on a necklace is your memento?
Damn, son.
It's quite charming. Well, looks empty. You remember that necklace from somewhere?
Yep.
Your certain
Honor.
dumbass ate the bottle.
You heard what my client said. He arrived at the scene at 4 o'clock. But he then left his car unattended and walked away. He was gone for approximately 30 minutes. For that much time, Dahilia Hawthorne could have easily hidden the body in the trunk of his car. No!
Indeed. There certainly wasn't enough time for it.
Mr. Fawles, there's no mistaking it. Mr. Fawles?
That's enough. Please. Currently dying right now. Witness? Promised her 5 years ago. If it ever happens, that we can't trust each other no more, then we're supposed to drink this bottle.
No, stop the trial! Your Honor, we need a recess!
I was stupid. Couldn't keep promise. So I did it. Drank this.
Oh, we were so close. We just need a little more. It's going to prove your innocence.
No. Don't want that. Don't trust myself. Maybe kill again. Kill her again.
Mr. Fawles, no!
Mr. Armando? Thanks for the coffee.
Mr. Fawles!
Yeah, I don't feel bad because he was a pedophile.
Literally during the first trial of Mia Fey and Miles Edgeworth, the man killed himself on the stand.
Yeah, like these two, like her for like their for both of their first trials, them whilst also going against each other, the man kills himself.
Man, imagine if he had fucked up and just poured that into the coffee and just handed it back to Godot.
Like he drank it first, then was like, shit, I gotta put the poison in. Okay, I'll take the rest of my coffee back. Damn it! I fucked up, Dahlia.
It ended with no winners, only losers.
Yeah, somehow Dahlia still got to walk away for some reason.
No, for a wound that cut so deep in my soul I thought it would never heal. Sure, it was the same for the young prosecutor as well. Who went on to fake some stuff.
Yeah.
One person, the true criminal, Dahilia Hawthorne. She left the courtroom with a secret smile on her demonically sweet face.
Unforgivable, that witch.
Don't drink that coffee. Mr. Armando.
No, that's his number 17. No, he's fine. We were so close to the truth. It was right there in front of us. You were just a little too soft, kitten.
It's my fault. It's all my fault. Mr. Fawles killed himself.
Don't cry, kitten. You're gonna make my coffees all salty.
I knew I wasn't cut out for this.
Mia.
Hey, you remembered our name finally.
It's that sweet sax.
Ah, we got the saxophone.
Don't you get it? You can't cry yet.
Oh, shit.
The only time a lawyer can cry when it's all over.
Armando, your arm, your hand, it's bleeding. It's bleeding all over yourself. You're making your suit more red. No matter how tough the case, no matter how bitter the memories, they always fade over time. Then you file them away and eventually forget them. One year later, this very same courthouse, I myself got wrapped up in that case. Only after that did Dahilia Hawthorne get put on trial for her crimes. The verdict was ultimately handed down to her was guilty, of course. Naturally, when the verdict was read, she had a perfect angelic smile on her face. was finally all over. At least, that's what I thought at the time. Unfortunately, I couldn't have been more wrong. It's been 5 years. Now something has happened that made me remember all this.
By the way, apparently in this game's whole universe and law stuff, 5 years of being in this is when you get executed.
Huh.
Yeah. So Dahilia was at this point has recently been executed for murder.
Damn.
So that's a thought to keep with you.